Well, hello guys, it's Lee. So I am getting the trailer hooked up to my newer truck because Jeff and I are going to take another long road trip. We're heading north. Now I live in Middle Tennessee. We're heading north, just south of Chicago. When I say south of Chicago, I'm talking about like an hour outside of Chicago, south. But we're going back to Terrell Fixes All. And if you follow me at all, then you'll remember that we were there, roughly a month ago. And I dropped off my John Deere 425. But the main intention for me to go is to pick up Snowzilla. Now, I hadn't really even done a video on that. I've just been busy. I'm going to do a video on it, but let me show you. This is the famous side of Snowzilla. There's the snow blade with the teeth and the front end. This is Aaron's GT16. Of course, Terrell worked on it and got it right, It's Aaron's GT16. And of course, now Terrell has videos on this. He kind of made it somewhat famous in the garden tractor community world. But that's it right there. That's the famous side. Anyway, it had this weight bracket on the back. Now I'll do a video on it, but eventually I'm going to change that to a 3-point hitch because it's set up for that. I don't have the parts, but I got enough pieces and parts throughout. I think I can make it happen. But that's not what this video is about. I'm just getting things ready, get my trailer out and ready. Now we'll leave in the morning or maybe at noon tomorrow. But we'll go halfway. Now look, it's a 5.5 hour trip. It's a couple weeks before Thanksgiving, so we really hadn't got into the holidays yet. So anyway, I'm gonna take you along and just maybe do some filming at Terrell's is what I'm hoping. He let me do it last time. And so I'm gonna put a link of the video. He did like an hour-long video of working on my John Deere 425. It had a oil leak, and he did. And I asked him when I took it off to him to just kind of check it over. This was my aunt and uncle's John Deere, so it has a little sentimental value to me, and I just, that's probably one I'll keep. And I just wanted him to get it checked over because he's a great mechanic. I'm not. I don't claim to be a mechanic. I mean, I can do small things to a mower, but I want Terrell to check it out. So anyway, more to come. Hey guys, it's Lee. So it's the next day. We're traveling on Highway 52, or we're headed toward, I call it Chicago. It's not really Chicago, but we're going about an hour south of Chicago. We're going to Terrell Fixes All. Day 2. We stayed in Indianapolis last night. Really, it was Carmel, Indiana.
Caramel or Carmel?
Well, Carmel. Anyway, it's one or the other, and that's where we stayed last night. We came from Middle Tennessee, just kind of having a road trip. But of course, we're going up here to pick up this John Deere 425 that Terrell worked on. And I got Jeff with me. Jeff, he's riding with me. And so just a little bit about Jeff here is, you may have heard Jeff speak before
turn left to merge
on the radio. So he is more of a Nashville veteran of radio. Am I saying that right?
That's a good way to say it.
Nashville veteran of radio.
Since the 90s?
So, yeah, since the 90s, he's been doing radio. So back in the day, and he might need to talk about this more than me, but he was back when they had more disc jockeys. Is that what they call it? DJs?
Well, I was more of an air personality.
Air personality.
Yes.
So what were you called on? So it's KDF. Now, so we're talking about Nashville, Tennessee.
Yes.
Hang on, I got to turn here in a minute. But KDF is the big, well, back then it was the big rock and roll station.
Yeah. They called it a heritage AOR.
I don't know what that means. Explain that.
No, that would have been an album-oriented rock radio station.
Use the left lane to
it was the
merge
big
onto
rock and roll radio
I-65
station
north
for
towards
years
Chicago.
and years in Nashville.
Okay.
I was fortunate enough to be on that radio station.
So,
Turn left.
Great people.
so we're going back to the early 90s, and I'm turning here.
Okay.
And anyway, so I know you had one name of
I was Fudge.
Fudge. Yeah,
Yes.
Fudge was his radio personality name. So if any listeners were Nashville, Middle Tennessee,
Listen to late night
KDF,
on the weekend.
and what was your show called?
Well, it wasn't really a show. It just
What were they called?
I guess
It was late nights, wasn't
Well,
Late nights
when
with Jeff.
KDF went to country,
For about
I did
71
nights
miles.
7 to midnight, and we
Straight.
called it "Spending the Night with Jeff Lyon," which is my real name. I started doing broadcasting by my real name by then.
it? So anyway, he's a veteran of radio. You probably, if you're around this area, Middle Tennessee, Nashville, you probably heard his voice. Probably didn't know it, but this is him now. And I guess you've done several things. So what else have you done? I mean, I remember back, you were on 95, weren't you?
Yeah.
95.
Been back when 104, back before the Zone, it was the Arrow and the Fox. Was on those radio stations. Spent 5 years with the Titans Radio Network. If you ever hear the Miracle play, it's a miracle, it's a miracle. I was in the booth running the board, being the audio engineer for the Titans Radio Network.
Okay.
So I did that for 5 years. And then did some stuff with Kix Brooks and Dunn.
Oh yeah.
I
forgot about that.
I worked with his show, Kicking It with Kix, and then the Blair Garner show after that. Blair Garner, legendary radio icon. So got to work with him.
And in most of these shows, I know you were kind of behind the scenes of those shows.
Yeah.
But you would also interact with the host a lot, right?
Yeah, sometimes.
So you'd probably hear his voice quite a bit. And so right now, don't let me skip over anything cool, but right now he's on it's a talk show. Michael Del Giorno
Yeah.
is a talk show. It's syndicate. Am I saying that right?
Yes, we're syndicated on over 100 stations now. It's called Your Morning Show with Michael Del Giorno, and I run everything but his mouth.
So, and Jeff, so he's Jeffery.
Yes.
Is what Michael Del Giorno calls him, is Jeffery. So if you listen to that Michael Del Giorno, you've heard Jeffery.
Yes.
And
I chime in from time to time.
so anyway, me and Jeff's known each other for 20 years, right?
Yep.
20 years. We met at church. We go to the same church. And anyway, he's got a very colorful past.
Yes.
And,
Sketchy past too sometimes.
Well, he's sketchy. That's beside the point. But I thought it's interesting that we just need to. You see Jeff in my videos a lot. So anyway, that's a little bit more about Jeffery. Am I missing anything?
I don't think there's really anything more.
Yeah.
I've just kind of wormed my way into unique situations since I was in high school, and it's kind of how I got with Murphy Mowers.
Yeah.
I kind of wormed my way into this.
Well, you didn't work your way into
I
it.
kind of did.
Well, we were buddies, and that's how.
Well,
you
yeah.
got it.
But I saw an opportunity
Okay.
that you were big time, and I wanted to come be a part of it.
Well, I'm not big time.
You kind of are.
I mean, this video will probably get 100 views. All right, so
more
we're.
than what you had.
Well, anyway, so we're going to Terrell's right now. We're headed up there. We're probably an hour away from Terrell's. So anyway, that's Jeffery right there. All right, we're out. All right, guys, so you got Lee and Jeff here. We're at Terrell's place. Right there's his shop. And we got, in the background, we got the John Deere we got picked up. And we've just been hanging out with him, talking to him and his sons. and a couple other guys are in there getting ready for something. And but it's Saturday, shop's closed, so we're just kind of been hanging out and just having a good time. But
VIP treatment.
VIP treatment's what we're getting.
VIP, not B.
Yeah, that too.
Okay.
So both of them, we're getting both of the treatments. And but anyway, just a bunch of nice guys just showing us around, and so we're just having a good time. So
That's true.
all right, so I guess we're out. All right, so it's a couple days later. We're headed back to the house. We're at, you guessed it, Bucky's. There's Jeffery.
Is this Boosie's?
Boosie's.
Yes. Is that the way you say it?
Yeah. Smith Grove, Kentucky. Is that where we are?
Smith's Grove.
Smith Grove, Kentucky. That's the one we're at. All right, so we're back home. Jeff just left to go to his house. Right there's the machine. We just had a good fun trip. You know, we didn't get in a hurry to do anything. Just had a real good time with Terrell and the guys at the shop. Like I say, on Saturday they're closed. You know, the shop is closed, and they were there getting ready for something the next couple of days. And so we didn't do any filming there. Just wasn't a good time to do that. But anyway, so I'll tell you what he did to this. Now, I'd encourage you to go watch his video, because it was like an hour-long video of him working on this. But basically what happened is he replaced the oil pan gasket, had to remove a bunch of stuff on the front end. He did the oil pan gasket, that was leaking. Of course, he had to do the water pump gasket because that had to come off. And that in itself was a pretty big job, just because a lot of things had to come off. The muffler, he found a little hole in the muffler and took care of that. Welded it, you know. I know I'm going to forget something, but he put new gaskets on the valve covers, which I don't know that they were leaking or needed it. Maybe they were. But anyway, whatever the case is, I'm glad he did it, because I did ask him to just check things out and do whatever he wanted. I kind of gave him a open line to do whatever he wanted to there. But gosh, time delay module, he replaced that because it was hard to start, so it was starting to go out. And I think he told me it actually went out while I was there at his shop. So like I say, I kind of gave him the green light. I said if anything was crazy expensive, you know, let me know, but otherwise just take care of whatever you want to take care of. So I was glad I did that. But anyway, got a new time delay module because of the hard starting. These connectors, there's little connectors there that he told me he would probably do right in here. It's got those plastic connectors. He said sometimes they don't do real well. And so he put new connectors there, basically. I mean, I think that's it. There's probably some other things I'm forgetting. Like I say, I'd have to go back and watch the video that he did just to remember. But this is a great mower. You know, I plan on keeping this for a long time and mowing this grass with it. Of course, it's November, you know, a couple of weeks before Thanksgiving now. But I got the side panels for it here. And you know, this good machine. I'm glad we had the trip and got to spend some time with Terrell and his guys. They were very welcoming and nice to us. So by the way, this is a movie poster. All right, Terrell, Maximum Overdrive. Now, it's a YouTube video on Terrell's channel, but if you look at the blade, you know, the teeth, this is that Snowzilla that I purchased. That's what I got and that's what I went there a couple months ago to get. You know, and they signed it. So there's Junior, Terrell, and Slippers. So they all signed it, and they were gracious to do that. And so I will hang that up in my office wall. So, and when I do a better video on Snowzilla, of course I'll put this in that video. there it is. I got out there and mowed around with it for about 30 minutes, kind of heated it up. Everything's holding together well. So thank you, Terrell, for working on it. And there's more to come on this one in the future. I'm out.